Hey everyone, this is Elvis from Chalk. Wanted to give a quick demo of Approximate top K, which is a Chalk function that we added that makes it really easy to compute the most common value for a particular feature. And so in this particular example, we have a user, and this user has many interactions. And so we're going to essentially store this as a data frame of interactions, which is another feature class. And once we have this data frame, we can actually filter it. And so this feature, average purchase price, we're going to filter interactions by orders placed. So these are actual purchases. And then we can do things like take the mean against this price column to get the average purchase price. But for the top K example, we actually want to look at product inquiries. And so we want to know what types of products does this user tend to ask about against this data frame of interactions. And so the cool thing is that we can then add this filter. And after we add this filter, we're going to pull out this column. And so the really interesting thing about this particular line of code here is that this genre from an LLM is actually going to be a resolver that takes in this item's title and then goes off and fetches the genre for that particular book. In this demo, these are all books. We're not using like a bunch of different products. And then I can pull out this column, and then what I can do is I can have Chalk rank what the most common genres are for this particular user, right? So if I run this query, I can see that the four most common genres are literature and fiction, romance, science and fantasy, mystery, and thriller. And the cool thing is if I actually go to this feature, we can see that this item has genre from LLM. And so what Chalk's actually doing is it's actually computing the genre in real time for all of these items, and then it's saving them to a cache because we know that the genre for a book will never change. And so this query runs super, super fast, even though we're technically making LLM calls, because we once fetched before the actual genre for that particular item. And then Chalk can run an aggregation against all of the products that this particular user has inquired about. And then the nice thing about this function as well is that we can also window this, right? And so if I go to my next branch, I can see that I can easily make this a windowed feature, and I can have Chalk compute top genres for this user at different time intervals. So we're doing 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days. And I can also materialize this. So I go up another branch, I can see that we can add materialization to this and have Chalk compute these values at also across different buckets. That way this computation runs faster. And so we're going to compute the top genres against these 3-day intervals, and then we can just aggregate those together to actually compute the 30-day, 60-day, or all-time top genres for that particular user. Yeah, and so this is a super powerful function. It's really, really helpful, and it makes doing feature engineering a lot easier.